Good day, everyone. My name is Josephine Julia Villar. I will be the first discussing our research, but before that, I would like to introduce the other researcher who is also responsible for this study, Ms. Lorraine Pabelico Porras. Our research is entitled COVID-19 Lockdown Behaviors and Coping Styles of BEd Students in Capiz State University Dayang Satellite College, Academic Year 2021-2022. Chapter 1. In Chapter 1, it includes introduction or the background of the study, statement of the problem, hypothesis, theoretical framework, conceptual framework, significance of the study, and definition of terms.
Background of the study. Face-to-face learning is the traditional way we learn the education. We have been taking this for centuries. This making changes from minor process to the most extensive process is indeed difficult. It was year 2020 when a sudden rise of an illness known as COVID-19 blew people's lives and affected how things should work. COVID-19 has become a global health crisis. According to UNESCO 2020, more than 15 billion students and youth have been affected worldwide. Among these numbers are almost 28 million Filipino learners. Thus, government have opted to employ lockdown. Due to this, students' mental health has been a rising concern. However, students have different coping styles such as TikTok, Instagram, gardening, or watching videos on YouTube. Haslam stated that coping styles amid in this time is a great help for people to become concentrated. This study determines the ways to handle stress using coping techniques in order to use the free time to entertain. Researchers aim to study behaviors and coping styles of BEd students during COVID-19 lockdown.
Statement of the problem. What are the COVID-19 behaviors and their level of BEd students in terms of social, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual behavior? Second, what is the level of coping styles of BEd students in terms of social media exposure, home gardening, and computer games? Third, is there any significant relationship among their levels of COVID-19 lockdown and the coping styles of BEd education students? Hypothesis. Based on the mentioned problems, the following are null hypotheses were tested. First, the COVID-19 lockdown behaviors were categorized into 5, which are the following: physical, mental, social, spiritual, and emotional. Physical and mental behaviors were measured as high, social behavior as high, spiritual behavior as very high, and emotional behavior as high. Second, there is no significant relationship among the levels of COVID-19 lockdown and coping styles of BEd students.
Theoretical framework. This study is anchored in the coping theory by Lazarus and Folkman 1984. One of the pioneers of the coping theory defined coping as constantly changing cognitive and behavioral efforts to manage a specific external and internal events that are appraised as taxing or exceeding the resources of the person. Based on their definition, we can say that first, coping involves spending mental energy in a way that they can reduce stress. Second, whether conscious or subconscious, the ultimate goal of all coping mechanisms is to solve a problem and return a homeostasis. Third, coping strategies can be positive or negative, depending on whether they can increase or reduce mental well-being. Fourth, coping is dependent on personality patterns and perceptual experiences. Lastly, the strategies one chooses for adapting to a situation is highly individualized. Coping is never the same for two people. Conceptual framework. Significance of the study. The research that was conducted were beneficial to the students, teaching staff, health workers, counselors, and future researchers. The students were aware of possible coping styles available that they may use once they are stressed. This also helped them in handling their stress. Second beneficiaries is the teaching staffs. Teachers and other staff were well aware of the coping styles used by their students. This coping style was used by teachers when in need of times and stress. The third one is for the health workers. The health workers can know how to contribute of coping styles in being able to handle the stress brought by the new normal. And the fourth one is the guidance counselors. This study can help the counselors in giving effective activities to certain age groups that could help them to counsel cope up with their situations. And lastly, this is significance to all the future researchers. This can contribute as to bulk literature and help future researchers as a body of knowledge and a reference to future studies with similar framework.
Scope and delimitation. This study is a descriptive correlation. Second, the respondents of the study were be in first year, section A, B, C, second year, section A, B, C, third year, section A, B, C, and fourth year, section A, B, C of Capiz State University Dio Satellite College. And lastly, the random sampling will be the use in the identification and selection of BEd students.
Chapter 3. So this chapter, it is consist of detailed description of the research design, locale of the study, respondents of the study, research instrument, data gathering procedure, and data statistical analysis procedure. Research design. The researchers will use a descriptive correlational method, a statistical measure on COVID-19 behaviors and coping styles of Bachelor of Elementary Education students from first year to fourth year. A descriptive correlational method is a type of research that helps to determine if two or more variables are associated with each other. A descriptive correlational method, it is used to identify whether there is or there is no relationship between the two variables. Locale of the study. The Capiz State University Dio Satellite College will be the place of the study. This study will be conducted during the second semester of academic year 2021 to 2022. Respondents of the study. The participants of the study were the 222 taken from the population of 522 BEd students of Capiz State University Dio Satellite College for the school year 2021 to 2022. The participants will be selected using stratified random sampling. Table 1 Stratification Table. So proportional allocation of the sample size in each year level. This table shows the sample size from each section. A total of 222 BEd students were taken from a population of 522 using the stratified random sampling. So in the first year BEd students from section A to C, we have a sample size of 57 taken from the population of 137. So in second year BEd students from section A to C, we have a sample size of 52 taken from the population of 121. In third year BEd students from section A to C, we have a sample size of 67 taken from the population of 133. And in fourth year, we have a sample size of 56 taken from a population of 131, with a total of 222 sample size taken from the population of 522. Research instrument. The instruments used in gathering the data needed for the study were the COVID-19 lockdown behaviors questionnaire and coping style questionnaire. Together with these instruments will be the online survey or internet survey form that will be used to gather the information of the respondents. When we say online survey or internet survey, it is one of the most popular data collection resources or sources where a set of survey questions is sent out to a target sample, and the members of this can respond to the questions over the World Wide Web. Respondents receive online surveys via various mediums such as emails, embedded over website, social media, and etc. The personal data needed for the study will be gathered using a researcher-made online questionnaire survey form to gather the information on the participant's name, sex, age, year and section, and location. In this study, there are 50 overall items questionnaire. So in coping style questionnaire, we have a 25 items standardized coping style questionnaire adopted from Erdur and Cabo 2007, Park and Wave 2016, Hanef 2009, and Chan and Chen 2013 to ensure the level of the different coping styles of students used during the COVID-19 lockdown. In COVID-19 lockdown behavior questionnaire, it will be a standardized lockdown behavior questionnaire composed of 25 items adopted from Labrag and Palad 2020, Galanakis 2014, Doliet and Duendam 2018, and Gross and John 2003 to ensure the social, emotional, spiritual, and mental behavior of the respondents. Data gathering procedures. The study will be conducted in the school year 2021-2022. Research-made questionnaire were prepared to gather the information on the participant's sex, age, year level and section, parents' educational attainment, monthly family income, social media activities, and reasons for exposure. Standardized questionnaires to ensure the COVID-19 lockdown and coping style will be utilized. Necessary permission was secured from the Office of the College Director of Capiz State University, Dayaw Satellite College. When the permit is granted, researchers virtually forward the research instrument to the participants. After this, the data gathered were analyzed using the statistical package for social science software, or called as SPSS. Data analysis procedure. The gathered data will be analyzed using and interpreted for discussion. To facilitate the analysis and interpretation of the data, the items will be scored using the following scoring guide. Our responses of very often, we have a score of 5, and often has a score of 4, if very often has a score of 3, seldom has a score of 2, and not at all has a score of 1. Interpretation of data. The scores obtained by the researchers in the Interpersonal Skills Questionnaire scale were interpreted using the arbitrary scale given below. Statistical tools. The gathered data was subjected to computer processing using the statistical package for social science software, or SPSS, as follows. First, frequency count and percentage. So this is used to determine the personal characteristics of the respondents. The second one is mean. This tool used to describe the COVID-19 lockdown behaviors and coping style of BEd students. Next, SPR zone R. This test set of 0.0